Hello and welcome back to Camera Raids. We're going to read the Bearenstain Bears and the Bully. If a cub gets beat up, that's usually when she vows to make sure it doesn't happen again. One day, Mama, Papa, and Brother Bear were busy in the yard when Sister came home crying. Her face was scratched and dirty, and her clothes were torn. "What happened to you?" asked Mama. "Please tell us," said Papa. Brother couldn't believe how beat up Sister looked. Her jumper and blouse were torn. Her face and fur were a mess. Even her pink bow was drooping. "Did you fall?" asked Mama. Sister shook her head no. "Was there an accident?" asked Papa. Once again, she shook her head no. "I think I can tell you what happened," said Brother. "It looks to me like somebody beat her up." "Beat her up? That's outrageous," said Papa. "Who in the world would want to beat up a sweet little cub like Sister?" asked Mama. "A bully might," said Brother. That's when Sister stopped crying enough to get some words out. Brother's right," she sobbed. "A no good, nasty, rotten bully beat me up for no reason." Just the thought of it made her angry that she wanted to cry all over again. Mom and Papa helped Sister up the steps into the house. After a drink of water, she calmed down enough to tell them what happened. "Lizzie, Queenie, and I were playing tag at the playground when this new cub, a no-good bully named Tuffy, stuck out a foot and tripped me. So when I got up and said, 'Why don't you watch me put your feet?' before I knew what was happening, it was pow, bam, whammo, and I was flat on my back with this Tuffy character sitting on my chest throwing dirt in my face." "Outrageous," roared Papa. "Where's my hat? I'm going to the playground and—" Mama pulled Papa aside. "You're going to do no such thing," she said. "But something has to be done," Papa said. "Indeed it does," agreed Mama. "But right now we have to take care of Sister." She turned to call, "Brother, would you please get me a wet wash?" "Where's Brother?" "Don't know," said Sister. "He was here 1 minute and the next minute he was gone." Lizzie and Queenie were still at the playground when Brother got there. "I've got to do something about a bully named Tuffy," he said. "Where is he?" "Brother," said Lizzie, "I think there's something you ought to—" "Never mind the small talk, you girl. Just point him out and get out of the way." Lizzie shrugged and pointed to the small building that labeled boys' room and the girls' room. But there was no one there. No one, that is, but a little girl was coming out of the girls' room. But hold everything, the little girl was wearing a t-shirt that said Tuffy. "You're Tuffy?" said Brother. "Yeah," she said. "You want to make something out of it?" But you're a girl," said Brother. "Well, what'd you expect me to be, an eggplant?" said Tuffy. Brother Bear was shocked right down to his very bones. The big bully he was going to clean up the playground with was not only a girl, but a little girl at that, maybe a little smaller than Sister. When Lizzie and Queenie came over to watch, Tuffy figured out who Brother was. "Hey," she said, "you must be the big brother of Little Miss Pink Hairbow. She got fresh, so I cleaned her clock. Want to make something out of it?" That's exactly what Brother wanted to do, but there was no way he could hit a girl. If he did, then he'd be the bully. It was all he could do to turn and leave. Okay, stop right there. No. Even though you shouldn't hit the other person, it would not make him a bully. Because, she started it. And while you should always take the diplomatic approach, when diplomacy fails, make sure the other person's not a repeat offender. Okay. "Chicken, just like your sister," yelled Tuffy. Brother headed home, hands in pockets, staring at the ground. Something had to be done, but what? As he passed the school, Brother got an idea. But he'd have to hurry. It was Friday afternoon. The school would be closing for the weekend. He hoped Mr. Grismeyer, the teacher, hadn't left yet. When Brother got home, he was carrying something in a bag. Instead of going up the front door, he quietly opened the side hatch and dropped the bag into the cellar. Then he closed the hatch and rejoined the family by going through the door. "Where have you been?" asked Mom. "We've been having a family meeting." I was just checking out the playground," said Brother. "And no doubt you found out about Tuffy as a girl," said Mama. "We've been discussing the situation and pretty much decided the best thing for Sister to do is to simply avoid this awful Tuffy person. But if she has trouble, we'll report it to the principal. What do you think of the plan?" "It's okay," said Brother, "but Sister's the one who got beat up. What does she think?" "It's okay, I guess," said Sister, "but what I'd really like to do is punch that Tuffy's nose right in the face and kick her in the shin, then knock her down and..." "Sister, we've been through all that," said Mama. "Good," thought Brother. "Sister and I are on the same wavelength." Before dinner, Brother passed Sister a note. It said, "Important, meet me at the cellar at 7 o'clock. The first thing Sister saw when she showed up for the secret meeting was one of Mama's big bags of dried greens sitting on a stool. There was a drawing of a face marked Tuffy taped to it, and Brother was standing beside holding the bag he had gotten at school. He had also gotten a book. "What's this about?" asked Sister. "It's all about that Tuffy character, and you're not going to get beat up again," Brother said. "Sounds good so far," said Sister. "Mama's bag of punching beans is a punching bag," Brother said. "Punching bag named Tuffy," said Sister. "Perfect." She gave the beans a pretty good punch. "Not bad," said Brother. "What's in the other bag?" Sister said. "Boxing gloves," Brother said, "and this book is called The Art of Self-Defense." "Where'd you get all this stuff?" asked Sister. "From Mr. Grismeyer. I told him I wanted to do a little work at home. We've got it for this weekend. It comes back Monday morning." "What are we waiting for?" Sister said. "Let's get started." She turned out to be a good student with the art of self-defense. With Brother's help, she learned the left jab, the right cross, the left hook, the uppercut. She also learned to duck. She also punched Mama's dried beans silly. "Well, you learned quite a lot over the weekend," Brother said on Monday morning, "but there's something you have to remember. You still have to avoid Tuffy. She's a mean little thing. She was even ready to take me on." "Don't worry," said Sister. "I can still where she socked me in the jaw." Sister did a very good job of avoiding Tuffy. She avoided all day Monday and all day Tuesday. But at recess on Wednesday, Tuffy did something so mean and nasty that Sister had to do something. Tuffy was throwing stones at a baby bird that couldn't fly yet. "Stop that, you bully!" shouted Sister. "You'll hurt the baby bird." "Well, if it isn't little Miss Pink Hairbow," said Tuffy. "You know something? I'd much rather hurt you." She rushed up to Sister with her hard fist a little ready, but Sister was ready too. She had a left hand out and a right hand out protecting her jaw. When Tuffy threw a hard right, Sister ducked and then put up her fist, and Tuffy walked right into it. That quickly, Tuffy found herself on the ground with a bloody nose. And almost as quickly, one of the recess teachers swooped down on Sister and Tuffy, pulled them into the school, and sat them on the principal's discipline bench. Sister's mind was a blurry mix of pride that she protected the baby bird and shock that she was sitting on the principal's famous discipline bench. But she was even more shocked that Tuffy was crying. "What are you crying about? I only hit you once," Sister said. "I'm not crying about that," said Tuffy. "Then what are you crying about?" Sister couldn't help but wondering what could make a cub as tough and mean as Tuffy cry. "If the principal tells my mom and dad about this," said Tuffy, "well, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble, that's all." Thought Sister. "Here's a cub who's scared and worried. Maybe that's why she picks on other cubs." But Sister didn't think about that for long. Maybe Tuffy's abused? Anyway, she was too worried about what was going to happen to her. Mr. Honeycomb, the principal, was very strict about fighting. The way it turned out, one of the other recess teachers had seen the whole thing and told Mr. Honeycomb that Sister was trying to protect a baby bird. But Mr. Honeycomb still thought it would be a good idea for both Sister and Tuffy's parents to come in to talk about what happened between the cubs. And that's what they did. Sister, brother, and Tuffy all learned that talking over is a lot better than fighting over things. Okay, so that's the end of that book. See you later.